Hello today and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Caladrius Blaze. I'm just going to refer to it as Blaze because I'm not very good at probably even pronouncing the first part, the title. Anywho, Blaze is originally a console game that turned arcade and got a new console version. The original version was just called Caladrius, while the newer version has Blaze attached to it. If you're getting the original version, you won't have arcade mode or evolution mode, which are in Blaze version. Now, I believe the arcade mode included the two side mission mini games that you get to play when you play evolution or arcade mode, I believe. But the evolution mode adds a 6th additional level that's new to Blaze. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on all that, for I am no master of the history of this game. Anywho, if I remember properly, the game was originally a 360 title, then became available digitally in America, and then it got a Blaze version on the PS3 and PS4 physically through multiple different sources of either Asian, Japan, or Limited One games. And you can also get digitally on Steam, the Blaze version. Oddly enough, there is a difference in price tag between the PS4 and Steam versions digitally, oddly enough. But anyway, enough of that. So, first thing you might notice, if you're familiar with the, or what they call them, the, what's it, Devil Story? Crap, what they call the DS Shimitenze games, the Devil Survival. It wasn't Story, Survival, that's what it was. The artists of Devil Survival for the DS and 3DS did the artwork for this game. So if you find the artwork very familiar looking, that is likely why. So this is a shmup game, bullet hell type shmup game indefinitely. You do get some options of the difficulty and a few little options there. And this is 2-player as well, and you get a few other options for how you want your playstyle that. But with those to the side, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters to your disposal, which each have a unique firing style and 3 unique abilities. Once going through all of these character storylines, you will unlock customization mode, where you can take their 3 unique powers and customize them onto any character. So you can choose your favorite shooting style and steal your 3 favorite abilities to go for one ultimate ride. Because like many bullet hell games, this is one of those ones where you need to get to the end if you want to see a newer and better conclusion to everyone's storylines. Yes, there was a great and horrifying boss to await you if you can get to the end. But this customization option actually is a nice addition in my opinion. Because if you want to be crazy hard, you can choose not to use it. And if you want the accessibility of actually being humanly possible to reach that degree, you can do that. This is the first bullet hell game I've ever actually beat the super boss in. Because I was able to take the abilities I liked from all the characters and attach them to a player, and was able to make it to the end legitimately without dumbing down the difficulty. Which you can do that too, but hey, I just a little proud of myself for that. Besides those, you do have super bombs that clear the screen, and then you also have a special ability that drains your 3 abilities to use it. I didn't prefer to use this because I relied a lot on the additional abilities that your characters have. They do slowly recharge, so using them isn't detrimental, but you know, it's a slow recharge, so being able to bounce between the 3 abilities is a important balancing act in the game. As opposed to that, you have the usual collectibles and extra lives and things you would likely be used to doing in it. Now, the game is kind of a strange, like, it's a medieval slash techno kind of setting. It's kind of hard because, I mean, the characters act very medievalish looking, but they have flying ships and lasers and shit, so kind of a weird setting. But overall, depending on who you play, they interact with the story in a different way. But essentially, when it comes to the bad guys, the king of the kingdom has decided to go on an insane power struggle for absolute power. And depending on your character, you may be attempting to stop this person, get revenge on this person, or simply find out why you have decided to do this to your kingdom. As different characters who relate to the king. Music-wise, the music's actually very nice. I like a lot of music in the game. The art style, I wouldn't say I'm crazy about the Devil Survival style, but it gets the job done. It's okay. It does definitely have a unique standout from the generic anime look, so, I mean, I could definitely give it that, because, I mean, looking at it, I was like, it did look familiar. It has that touch that stands out. Now, when you get to bosses, there was another mechanic that's unique to this game. So, the bosses, each are a character that's in some kind of super overpowered machine, depending on which one. So, the faster you destroy the boss, you trigger what's called a shame mode. So the shame mode causes the character's portrait on the right side of the screen to slowly lose a little of their clothing. Now, what's interesting to know is your character is also actually capable of being shamed as well. Several, if you're playing on a system that has trophies or achievements of some caliber, a lot of the trophies have to do with actually triggering characters' shame modes or having your characters be triggered. It is not necessary to achieve a good ending or beat the character. It's just a side little extra thing, just to kind of encourage you to kick their asses faster. And being a bullet hell game, that can be a little tricky because, you know, you're also trying to not die. But besides that, it follows many of the same kind of bullet hell tropes. Bullets everywhere, survive. But this one, the thing I really like about this one compared to a lot of other bullet hell games is the fact that it really encourages different playstyles. Well, in a lot of games, you usually have to just be really good at dodging through bullets. This one gives you a lot of different. You can be very aggressive, crazy, and be like that. You can be defensive with the type of abilities your character has. They act like some character special abilities can reflect bullets, just straight out block them. Or sometimes there's a little skill to using their shield type ability that blocks the moves. There is no Japanese. There's no English dialogue, spoken dialogue. There is translated text if you're playing a version that came out to English or supports English. But all the dub, there is no dub. It's Japanese is the point. So, big complaint with the game, though, is when it comes to the text, though. The dialogue text looks awful. Like, it's very small, puny, scrunched in. I'm not sure what font, but it is very small and scrunched in. It also has an odd spacing between every character that looks odd. All the other text looks fine outside of characters' dialogue boxes, but for some reason their dialogue boxes just look odd. Very odd, very odd. But as you progress through the stages, you'll also be able to upgrade each character's special abilities to make them better too. So this game honestly offered a lot of nice customization options. I really liked everything in it, really. Besides, honestly, my biggest complaint is really the dialogue boxes. That's really just my biggest complaint. This is probably going to go down as one of my favorite bullet hell games. While I played very few bullet hell games, but this one I really actually enjoyed playing through all the characters and actually mastering this game on normal. Even though I used probably all the cheapest special abilities through customization, I still had a lot of fun. So definitely, if you're looking for a game in the bullet hell genre to try out, I could definitely recommend trying this one. It offers a decent amount of options. You can also have infinite continues, so if you're not worried about the true special boss, you don't have to worry about that. But hey, this is probably one of the most fairest games in that regards I've ever played, so I definitely could recommend trying this one out for sure. Now, price-wise, what I think's a good price, I definitely think $30. 30, maybe even 40 is a decent price. This is decent. We play through all the characters, the modes, and that. Now, we're talking about the Blaze version. We're not talking about this. Remember, there is a older version, but I am specifically talking about the Blaze version. I think a good $30 is a good, decent price. Luckily, if you're in the digital frame, you'll be paying less than that. If you're getting it on PSN and Xbox, you're going to be paying $19.99. But for some reason, the Steam version is $24.99. As far as I know, there is no DRM-free version, so if that's your angle when it comes to the PC market, you'll have to look for other means for that. If you're looking for physical, lucky for you, as opposed to many other limited one games, you're not going to be completely chained to the limited one version. You do have a limited one version for the PS4, but there are also Japanese and Asian versions that may or may not include the English text. Though I believe all the Asian versions have it. I think Japanese is kind of up in the air. And again, Blaze is also on the PS3, and being the more lesser version now, as far as I know, all the content is the same on the PS3 version. That could be an option to look into too if you might be looking for it on the cheap. There is the original game on the 360. I don't think it's region free. I know region free was very strange with the 360, but remember, that doesn't have the extra stuff. And then recently there was the Switch version of this game came out. Now, I don't know how the performance of this game is on the Switch, but if it doesn't have the Switch port course that a few games at times get, blood stained, I can definitely see this being a fantastic game on the go. But I can't really speak about the Switch version. I don't even know anyone with the Switch version. As far as I know, I don't think there was a physical English version, but I think there is a Korean and slight EU area. But I think all the Switch versions include English subtitles, I believe. And of course, being a shmup game, English isn't really necessary to play the game, but if you want to understand the story, well, that's going to be up to you and that cup of tea. You don't need to understand the story at all to play this game. It's pretty standard bullet hell. But in the end, that's my thoughts on the game. If you want my thoughts on the story, for spoilers, this will be our parting ways. But you will be looking to give a quick, since I didn't necessarily say the going price for physical. Physical, looking at eBay, seems to be all over the place, from $30 to $60, depending on the version, country, region, and all that. But there are definitely some copies out there for a decent price, so you may have to look for what price you particularly want. So my thoughts on the spoilers. So the story, like I said, completely depends on your character that you choose, and it can wildly vary. And then again, it also, if you're playing the Blaze versions, you also get an extra stage that introduces one of the character's sisters as a boss, and 2 side mission things that introduce a side villain character that's kind of a comic relief character, kinda. But each character will inevitably run into the king as the normal final boss, whether it would be good to find out why the king is doing revenge for the people they slaughtered, or to hopefully retain peace, or as in one character's favor, to cause utter chaos. Upon completing this stage without dying, well, actually, I believe you can die, you can't continue. That's what it was. You can't continue. So, as long as you keep getting some extra lives, you can delay that. But if you can get to the king, beat him, you'll unlock the final stage of the game, which shows that an evil demon, I believe what was her name? Trying to remember, I believe it's the name of the Lord of Flies, I think. But anyway, she will show up and, depending on your character, will react to her differently, you know, being like, I'm holy as thou, or I'll destroy you for the power, or I'll end you for the peace of the world, or, you know, so on and so forth. And you'll go through the final stage, which will no longer matter about your continues, and you'll unlock the stage to be able to play it as any character, so you don't have to replay the whole game to just experience any unique dialogue of that stage, which is a nice little touch. But in the end, you pretty much kick her ass, and depending on your character, peace, fine, sell, or you could be the crazy little girl who wants to destroy everything, you know. But honestly, I enjoyed this game. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something to try out, if you're new to bullet hell games, and even if you are a very senior vet to people, a senior vet to bullet hell games, I still think this is a very good game. You can easily design your own challenges, which characters, whether you want to use customization or not, crank up the difficulty, you know, all the good stuff. It gives a lot of nice customability without necessarily making it completely dead brain, unless you really, really want to, and you really can if you want to. But it honestly gives you all the tools to actually beat this game humanly on normal. Honestly, it does. I mean, if I can do it, you should be able to do it. I hope. But honestly, check out this game if you can. Anyway, those are my thoughts. And let me know if you have any questions. If you feel like you learned something interesting, please leave a like. And if you feel like you learned nothing, feel free to leave a dislike. Go free. Until next time, be safe out in the proving grounds. And be careful what you crash into out there on your flying steeds, my friends. Some crazy people out there. Especially that girl in the dress and the giant axe robot. She's crazy.
どうだった？私の作った朝ごはん。感想だよ。感想。そうか。